For centuries, people have noticed how certain physical traits get passed down through families, generation after generation. But it was the rediscovery of the work of Gregor Mendel that finally gave scientists a framework to analyze exactly how human inheritance works. There was just one massive practical roadblock. In agriculture, researchers can easily set up controlled breeding crosses in pea plants to test genetic theories. Doing that with human beings is ethically and biologically impossible. Because we cannot manipulate human reproduction in a lab, researchers needed a completely different approach to track our genetic history. The workaround they developed is called pedigree analysis. This graphic is a standard genetic pedigree. It uses squares for males and circles for females to map out trait inheritance across multiple generations. In human genetics, this map is the strongest tool to trace the hidden paths of specific diseases through a bloodline. Instead of breeding subjects moving forward, the pedigree lets us look backward through time. We can observe the results of natural human reproduction to deduce the genetic rules we could never test in a laboratory. To understand what these pedigrees are actually tracking, we have to zoom in to the molecular level. DNA is the carrier of genetic information, and most of the time it transmits from one generation to the next completely unchanged. Occasionally, however, a spontaneous alteration or glitch occurs in that genetic material. This is what we call a mutation. When one of these mutations alters just a single gene on a chromosome, it creates what is known as a Mendelian disorder. Some of the most prevalent Mendelian disorders found in humans include hemophilia, cystic fibrosis, sickle cell anemia, colorblindness, phenylketonuria, and thalassemia. The only way to decode whether these microscopic single-gene mutations behave as dominant or recessive traits within a family is to map them out using a pedigree. Take colorblindness. It's a recessive disorder that damages the red or green cones in the eye, making it difficult to distinguish between those colors. This chart reveals a stark statistical discrepancy. This mutation affects roughly 8% of males, but only 0.4% of females. This severe imbalance happens because the mutated gene responsible for the defect is located exclusively on the X chromosome. Females have a built-in defense mechanism. Because they have two X chromosomes, a normal dominant gene on one chromosome easily suppresses the recessive mutated gene on the other, making her an unaffected carrier. Males, however, only have one X chromosome. If his son inherits a mutated X from his mother, he has a 50% chance of being colorblind because he lacks a second X chromosome to suppress it. For a daughter to actually be colorblind, she must draw the ultimate genetic bad luck, inheriting a mutated gene from a carrier mother alongside a second mutated gene from a colorblind father. Hemophilia is another sex-linked recessive disease, mapped through pedigrees, but with far more severe consequences. In this disease, a single defective protein disrupts the blood clotting cascade. Without that essential protein, the blood fails to mesh together, and a simple cut causes continuous, non-stop bleeding. Following the same transmission rules as colorblindness, this deadly trait is passed invisibly from an unaffected carrier female directly down to her male offspring. Female hemophiliacs are practically non-existent. It would require a hemophilic father to pass on the mutated X chromosome, but men with the disease rarely survive to reproductive age. These X-linked recessive disorders bypass the female genetic defense and aggressively exploit the biological vulnerability of the male chromosome structure. The most famous real-world application of pedigree analysis maps the bloodline of Queen Victoria. By conducting genetic analysis on her descendants, scientists proved that the Queen herself was a heterozygous carrier for hemophilia. This massive pedigree tree illustrates the European royal families branching downward from Victoria. It lets scientists watch X-linked recessive inheritance play out. The map illustrates the textbook definition: the disease transmitted invisibly from carrier females, striking hemophilic male descendants in the lower branches. We cannot run controlled experiments on humans. But pedigree analysis gives us the power to decode the invisible transmission of mutations across centuries of human history. Macroscopic human diseases originate from microscopic alterations in the genetic code. A single misplaced molecule can dictate physiological outcomes across the body. To understand the mechanics of these errors, we will examine 3 specific genetic disorders: sickle cell anemia, phenylketonuria, and thalassemia. These 3 conditions share a common biological foundation. They are all autosome-linked recessive traits. For an offspring to inherit these diseases, both parents must be heterozygous carriers. When they reproduce, there is a 25% probability of an affected child, a 50% chance of unaffected carriers, and a 25% chance they are completely unaffected. While these diseases share the same inheritance mathematics, analyzing them reveals that the genetic errors result in different classes of mechanical failure. Genetic disease is defined by the failure point, whether the biological assembly line built a broken product or failed to build enough of it. In sickle cell anemia, the disease is controlled by a pair of alleles, the normal HbA and the mutant HbS. Only homozygous individuals possessing 2 mutant alleles, HbS, will show the diseased phenotype. Heterozygous individuals are unaffected, but carry the sickle cell trait, with a 50% probability of passing the mutation to the next generation. The defect is located at the 6th codon of the beta-globin gene, where GAG normally sits. A single substitution replaces the A with a U, changing it to GUG. Consequently, glutamic acid is replaced by valine. This substitution occurs specifically on the beta-globin chain of the hemoglobin molecule. When the body experiences low oxygen tension, the behavior of this mutant hemoglobin molecule shifts. The mutant molecules undergo polymerization, clumping together inside the cell. This internal clumping forces the red blood cell to lose its biconcave disc shape, warping into a rigid, sickle-like structure. The body successfully manufactured the hemoglobin, but its structural integrity was compromised by one wrong ingredient. In sickle cell, a typo at a single genetic coordinate causes a physical collapse at the cellular level. Phenylketonuria, or PKU, is also an autosomal recessive trait, but it is categorized as an inborn error of metabolism. In PKU, the individual lacks an enzyme required for amino acid processing. Normally, it converts phenylalanine into tyrosine. Without it, the path is blocked, so phenylalanine piles up. This accumulation diverts it into phenylpyruvic acid and other derivatives. When these chemicals build up in the brain, the result is mental retardation. These derivatives are also excreted through urine because the kidneys cannot effectively absorb them. PKU removes a single processing machine from the system, diverting a normal metabolic pathway into a toxic flood. Thalassemia is another blood disorder transmitted by heterozygous carriers. Its root cause is a mutation or deletion that reduces the synthesis rate of globin chains. This lower production rate leads to the formation of abnormal hemoglobin, resulting in chronic anemia. Classification is based on which globin chain is underproduced, the alpha chain or the beta chain. Alpha thalassemia is controlled by 2 linked genes, HbA1 and HbA2, on chromosome 16. Inherited from each parent, it's controlled by 4 genes in total. The condition arises when these genes mutate or delete. There's a direct correlation. The more genes affected, the fewer alpha-globin molecules produced. Conversely, beta thalassemia involves the beta-globin chain. It is controlled by a single HBB gene on chromosome 11 from each parent and occurs when one or both mutate. Unlike sickle cell's molecular typo, thalassemia is an issue of volume control. It's a genetic deletion shutting down production lines on chromosomes 11 and 16. Sickle cell anemia and thalassemia both result in severe anemia, but they operate through distinct mechanisms. Mapping these diseases reveals a fundamental difference in biological failure. Thalassemia is a quantitative problem. The body synthesizes too few normal globin molecules because the genetic instructions have been deleted or mutated. Sickle cell anemia is a qualitative problem. The body produces the correct amount of protein, but the globin functions incorrectly due to the amino acid substitution. Understanding these conditions requires identifying not just that an error occurred, but whether it resulted in a broken product or an empty assembly line. Every stage of human physical development relies on a microscopic state of constant, fragile equilibrium. We are built through a continuous loop of cellular division, and that biological process demands absolute, perfect precision. That equilibrium is governed by a strict numerical constraint. A normal human cell requires exactly 46 chromosomes to function properly. This volumetric matrix shows how that baseline is structured. The 46 chromosomes are arranged into 23 ordered pairs. The first 22 pairs are autosomes, while one single pair of sex chromosomes sits entirely separate, determining biological sex. Chromosomal disorders are not random mutations in the DNA sequence. They are strict numerical or structural deviations from this baseline, caused by the absence, excess, or abnormal arrangement of one or more of these specific units. These deviations occur because of mechanical errors that happen while the cell is actively dividing. The cellular machinery simply makes a mechanical mistake. To understand these disorders, we first have to recognize this standard 46 chromosome karyotype as a rigid blueprint. It dictates all human development, and it cannot tolerate errors. The mechanism responsible for maintaining that exact 46 chromosome count is the cell division cycle. During a specific phase of this cycle, pairs of chromatids must physically segregate. They are pulled apart, migrating to opposite sides of the dividing cell. This is followed by a final physical step after the telophase stage. Through a process called cytokinesis, the cell wall pinches inward to divide the cytoplasm, creating two distinct independent units. Precision in both of these steps, the segregation of the chromatids and the physical split of cytokinesis, is absolutely required to pass on the correct chromosomal count. A slight stall, a complete failure to separate, or a missed microscopic cue in this rapidly moving mechanical engine is the direct cause of the chromosomal syndromes we see in human biology. During cell division, a pair of chromatids fails to separate, pulling both units to the same side. The mathematical consequence is aneuploidy, resulting directly in the gain of an extra chromosome in one daughter cell or the loss of a chromosome in the other. When an individual ends up with an additional copy, it is categorized as a trisomy. When they lack one chromosome of a pair, it is categorized as a monosomy. The second specific failure happens later in the process. Here, a cell correctly reaches the telophase stage, but the dividing central boundary fails to form during cytokinesis, trapping all the material in a single, expanded boundary. This failure leads to polyploidy, a phenomenon that results in an increase of a complete, entire set of chromosomes rather than just a single unit. While aneuploidy governs the primary disorders in human biology, polyploidy is a condition frequently observed in plants, often resulting in massive biological proliferation. The exact location of the mechanical error, whether during the initial segregation or final cytokinesis, determines the mathematical scale of the resulting genetic anomaly. Looking closely at human aneuploidy, Down syndrome provides the clearest example of how a single segregation failure impacts the body. This specific genetic disorder was first documented in the medical record by Langdon Down in 1866. The exact mechanical error behind it is an autosomal trisomy of chromosome 21. Instead of a pair, an additional third copy is present at this specific position. This graphical breakdown illustrates how that microscopic addition triggers macroscopic physical traits. The affected individual is generally short-statured, characterized by a small round head. Specific facial manifestations include a furrowed tongue and a partially open mouth. A distinct physical marker is also found on the extremities, where the palm is broad and features a single characteristic palm crease. Beyond the visible traits, the disorder causes systemic internal impacts. The physical, psychomotor, and mental development of the individual is noticeably retarded. The addition of just one extra autosome out of a total baseline of 46 completely rewrites the systemic development of the entire individual. Aneuploidy is not limited to the 22 autosomes. When segregation errors strike the 24 pair, the sex chromosomes, they create entirely different developmental conflicts. Klinefelter syndrome is a primary example of this, acting as a sex-linked trisomy. This chart isolates the sex chromosome pair for Klinefelter's karyotype. The presence of an additional X chromosome pushes the total count to 47, resulting in an XXY arrangement. This genetic configuration produces a contradictory physical manifestation. The individual experiences an overall masculine physical development. However, that masculine baseline is disrupted by the simultaneous expression of feminine development, specifically the development of the breast, known as gynecomastia. The conflicting genetic instructions lead to a critical reproductive consequence. Individuals with Klinefelter syndrome are sterile. We see a contrasting state of monosomy in human females through Turner syndrome. Looking at the data for Turners, we see a total count of 45 chromosomes. The loss of one X chromosome results in an X0 configuration. The physical impacts of this absence are severe. These females are sterile because their ovaries are rudimentary, and they exhibit a lack of other secondary sexual characters. Whether an extra X chromosome is gained or one is lost, deviations in this 23rd pair universally dismantle reproductive viability. This split-screen comparison isolates the three anomalies side by side, mapping the full spectrum of aneuploidy. On the left, trisomy 21 disrupts physical and psychomotor baselines through the addition of a single autosome. In the center, the XXY trisomy creates conflicting sexual traits and induces sterility. And on the right, the X0 monosomy halts secondary sexual development and also guarantees sterility. These profoundly different human experiences all share the exact same origin point, a mechanical failure of chromatids to segregate correctly during division. Understanding these deviations brings us back to the unbroken blueprint of 46 standard chromosomes. The margins of error in biological inheritance are incredibly narrow. The system has almost zero tolerance for miscalculation. Standard biological function relies entirely on the precise execution of microscopic mechanics during cell division. A single microscopic unit, gained or lost, is all that separates equilibrium from profound systemic transformation.